Was she on a private?
Her own private jet.
Yeah.
There's 16 other people with her. But she was like crying and scared.
Stand by. Okay, we are live here on the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Friday morning, first day of the month, March 1st. Thank you so much for watching. Running a little bit late this morning, but we're on. Thank you so much if you're watching on our website at kgns.tv. You can also watch on the app. Spread the word. Let others know that we are here every day around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're also on the KGNS YouTube channel. So if you're not following us on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do that. We'd love to have you there. We do have other elements on our YouTube channel as well that you can check out. So do that. And thanks for watching this morning. We always like to start with weather with Yolanda Villarreal. And today is no exception. Yolanda, how are you this morning?
Well, good morning. I am doing great, Ruben. Good morning to everybody else as well that's watching. Well, starting off in Texas, the return of fire weather conditions and red flag warnings will be in full effect once again over the weekend. So I know there's been lots of wildfires going on in the Texas Panhandle. They haven't contained them quite yet, but there's still those possibilities once again over the weekend. So if you were headed over there, or if you're part of the Texas Panhandle and parts of Oklahoma, that's where those fire weather conditions are expected once again over the weekend. But moving back home for us here in Laredo throughout the morning hours.
Hang on, Yolanda. I'm gonna just bear with me a second. I need to get your weather graphics up here. So
Okay.
stall if you can.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah. I was just talking about the weather.
Just talk about something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so I was just talking about the Texas Panhandle and how those fire weather conditions are possible once again over the weekend. And for us here in Texas, we're not going to be under any fire weather conditions, but throughout the morning hours, you notice it is cloudy, gloomy. That sun is expected to come out later on in the afternoon. And let me just show you, this is our radar. We do see that there are some showers, but it's mainly towards the east by Corpus Christi and Victoria. Lots of cloud coverage that should be passing by later on in the afternoon, increasing our temperatures this morning in the Texas Panhandle. 56 for Amarillo, that's where those wildfires are. And then we do see all the way down into El Paso, 57 for Presidio, Del Rio in the low 50s, also for San Antonio, Dallas 50, 55 for Austin in the upper 50s from Houston, all the way down into Brownsville, 52 for McAllen, and for us our current temperatures ranging in the mid 50s. So we're supposed to get some of that sunshine later on in the afternoon, and that's going to be increasing our temperatures into the 60s, some getting into the upper 70s. A closer look at our viewing area from Carrizo Spring all the way down into Laredo in the 50s, also for Heavenville, 55 for Zapata. So throughout the morning hours, it's when we got some of that light drizzle. And for us this afternoon, around 1 p.m. already expected to be in the 70s, continuing into the evening hours. For tonight, mostly clear skies. I don't know if you're out there, you could barely feel that wind. Our winds are from the north up to 3 miles per hour. They should be shifting later on for us for tonight, becoming southeasterly winds up to 10 miles. So we do see for today, we're expected to reach a high in the upper 70s, then for the night dropping into the mid 50s. As we head over the weekend, since we're going to get the return of those southeasterly winds, they're going to be increasing our dew points. So by Sunday, if you're going to be out there, you're going to feel the humid conditions, and not only that, those warm temperatures for Sunday, a high in the upper 80s. And then also look at the night. It's going to be a warm night for Sunday in the upper 60s. As we head into next week, the return of those rain chances will be possible Monday night into Tuesday morning. I know for Tuesday it's going to be election day. There's probably going to be people out there voting, so this rain is expected only all the way up to 11 a.m. on Tuesday. And also for Tuesday, we notice above normal temperatures still ranging in the 90s. And then probably there's weather models that are indicating that there could be another cold front headed our way, but still depending whether it's going to be stalled or is it really just going to pass completely through the entire Texas. So that's what's going on for next week as well. But then we do see Wednesday and Thursday still ranging in the 80s. And there's lots of things headed our way for the time changing. Keep that in mind for March 10th. It's when the time changes around 2 a.m. It's going to be an hour ahead, spring forward. And not only that, also the solar eclipse, even the spring break. Spring break is around the corner, right, Ruben? But the solar eclipse would be on April the 8th. I got ahead there, but yeah, those are some things that are headed our way. And also, you're going to be busy with elections too, right?
We got elections next week, and then so next week, not this weekend, but next weekend is daylight saving time, and the spring break starts technically on Friday because the kids don't return back to school.
So their
on
spring break
Monday.
is going to go by fast then. Because it's an hour
We
ahead.
lose an hour, yeah. So maybe another cold front, Yolanda, huh?
Maybe another one by next week, but it's still like if is it gonna pass or is it gonna stall before like getting down here to Laredo.
All right, thanks, Yolanda. Yolanda
you.
Villarreal will be on Telemundo en tu casa at 11 o'clock, and then we will be together again on KGNS News at noon. Thanks, Yolanda, for your
Thank
time.
you.
We'll see
Bye.
you in a
Have
bit.
a great weekend.
All right. Okay, so I've got some news coming up in just a little bit. Let's take a look at traffic before we get to the news. This would be in South Laredo. We're taking a look at Loop 20 at Los Presidentes. Lots of clouds, as you can tell in that shot. A little bit of traffic out there in South Laredo on this Friday, 1st of the month. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm going to take a little break. I'll tell you what, we've got some reports this morning of issues with the voting system. Today's the final day of early voting for the primary election, and we did get some reports of an issue with the voting systems being down. So I will have that when we come back here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Okay, welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Friday morning, 1st of the month. As I mentioned before the break, we received some reports early this morning that there was an issue with the voting systems. So they're back up and running. We can tell you that. But what we know so far is Webb County officials told us they were having some temporary technical difficulties around 9 this morning. Local voters were saying that they were trying to vote, but the systems were down. KGNS spoke to one voter who stated that he traveled from Lomas del Sur to vote, but was not able to cast his vote. Webb County Elections Office initially gave us no comment, but we are continuing to reach out to them and trying to get information as to what may have happened. The report I saw was from somebody that was trying to vote on Del Mar. So I don't know if I can say this on the record. Let's see. Well, it may have been related to leap year is what I'm seeing here through our WhatsApp messages. So we did get a hold of Jose Luis Castillo, so we're trying to find out exactly what happened. Remember, there was an extra day in February because of the fact that it is a leap year, and so it might have been related to that, but we have not confirmed that yet. We are working on it. Jose Luis Castillo is the elections administrator, and we are in contact with him. So we'll keep an eye on that, and of course, we'll report on that later on during the day. We've got Telemundo en tu casa coming up next, and then I'll see you on KGNS News at noon. Well, a Laredo leader was among the officials invited to speak with President Biden during his visit on Thursday. The city of Laredo's mayor, Dr. Victor Trevino, had a one-on-one with the 46th president. Our Alex Cano was in Brownsville and has more on what the mayor had to say about the visit.
Before President Biden arrived in Brownsville, several Texas state officials and mayors gathered to talk about one thing: border security. Among them was City of Laredo's Mayor Dr. Victor Trevino, who took the chance to speak to other border leaders and share experiences.
We have the same challenges, we have the same problems and the same situations all border mayors share, and the alliance of border cities is very important.
Mayor Trevino says he was able to share with the president what sets Laredo apart from other border cities.
I was able to talk to him on a one-to-one basis, on a lengthy conversation, and letting him know how Laredo is important to the economy, the over $300 billion worth of trade in a year. And he already knew that. He told me, I know that.
President Biden is seeking support from border leaders in an effort to pass a bipartisan border security agreement. However, Trevino took the chance to tell the president that Laredo does not experience the same issues as other border cities.
We need to also let him know that Laredo is not a war zone, where the greatest, most important commerce city of the United States, and we have a good security. We're one of the safest cities in the United States.
For KGNS News, Alex Cano.
Thanks, Alex. Dr. Trevino was one of 7 mayors invited to the event. Well, some sad news to report this morning as Laredo police are investigating a tragic incident in West Laredo, the death of a baby less than a year old. The baby was 10 months old, as a matter of fact. First responders, as well as the Webb County Medical Examiner's Office, were seen at the 1300 block of Main Avenue shortly before 11 Thursday morning. Details around the cause of death and the events leading up to it are not clear yet, but we'll have more information when it becomes available. As a matter of fact, Laredo police did follow up on this morning. The child was 10 months old, and apparently no foul play is suspected, but they are going to do an autopsy on the child. So we will have more on that when it becomes available to us. Tragic news. Well, in 2022, 119 people were killed or seriously injured in vehicle accidents here in Webb County. As we continue to see car crashes in town, officials from Webb County and the city of Laredo are working together to attempt to lower the number. Towards this effort, officials have launched the Vision Zero Safety Action Plan. The plan aims to take a look at some of the areas around town where most car crashes happen, as well as receive feedback from the community. After gathering the data, organizers say they'll come up with some strategies on how to keep drivers and pedestrians safe.
Ultimately, what we'll do is we'll put together a plan that will persist throughout the next several years. That'll roll out various projects that do improve safety on the streets for people on foot, on bike, or driving, and then also programs that are like educational campaigns for people to essentially learn more about how to be safe drivers on the road.
Well, Rodriguez adds that while car crashes are the most common type of accidents, pedestrians and cyclists are the most vulnerable victims of crashes. Officials urge pedestrians to watch out for vehicles when walking or exercising, especially at night. And the Laredo Health Department is launching a new campaign to address the overdose crisis. Today, between 4 this afternoon and 6 in the evening, the event will be held in various locations across the city to bring attention to the need for action against substance abuse. According to the health department, the initiative is in response to a 725% increase in overdose deaths over the past 5 years. With the health department seeing more and more cases, officials want community members to be aware of this pressing issue.
in unfortunate cases, we need everybody to be informed because it might hit home and it might hit where you need to know about overdose and the different type of overdose signs and information that you need to know on how to use Narcan and overall awareness over this matter.
Well, city officials will be at designated locations within their respective districts. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in 1 minute right here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Stay with me. Oh, it works better if I turn on my mic. Welcome back. Thanks for watching the KGNS Digital News Desk. We are live to the website at kgns.tv, live to our KGNS app, also live to our YouTube channel. Thanks to those who are checking us out on YouTube this morning. The word about the voting machines is that they are back up and running. As I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, there was some sort of an issue with voting machines, and some folks who showed up to vote were unable to. We are in contact with Jose Luis Castillo, the elections administrator. We'll find out exactly what happened, and we will keep you posted. Again, we've got 2 newscasts coming up, 11 o'clock in the morning. I know Marisa Rodriguez Limon is in contact with Jose Luis Castillo. She'll be on Telemundo at 11, and we'll have the latest on KGNS News at noon. So stay tuned to find out exactly what happened. Just before we continue, the latest early voting numbers. Remember, today's the last day. So if you're going to vote early in the election for the primary on Tuesday, you have until 8 this evening. And then you have to wait till Tuesday if you don't vote during early voting. So on Thursday, they had the highest turnout yet with over 1,600 people voting in person. And that brings the total to more than 15,000 people who have voted during early voting. So again, the polls are open today until 8 o'clock tonight. If you miss out, you got to wait till primary election day on Tuesday. Again, go to our website for any information you may need. Just go to the elections tab. All right, in other news, with the month of March recognized as Women's History Month, one local committee announced the local women they'll be inducting this year into the Laredo's Women Hall of Fame. On Thursday, the Laredo Commission for Women presented the honorees for 2024. There are 9 women who have careers spanning from higher education to business and even civic leadership. The honorees were nominated by members of the community. All 9 women will be celebrated during a special event on March the 17th. Well, an amazing story as an LISD PE coach is being recognized for saving the life of a 3rd grade student who was choking. Last Tuesday, Milton Elementary student Caden Castro was eating chicken during lunch when he started having issues swallowing his food. Caden tried to wash it down with water but was unsuccessful. Coach Jose Santos Tobias Jr. heard about the incident on the radio, on the school radio, and immediately ran to perform the Heimlich maneuver. The coach says he was glad he was able to get to the child in time. Meanwhile, the boy says he's happy to be alive.
I was pretty scared because I could have lost my life right there. I wouldn't be alive anymore. I I'll be in the funeral, and that's it.
I'm very fortunate to have been around the family for a long time. His older siblings were my athletes, and I've known Caden. I've seen him running around the football field since he was about 2. So of course they were really grateful, and I've always treated them like family, and they've treated me like family as well.
Well, Coach Tobias says he's grateful that they were taught first aid procedures. He encourages others to learn about it as well. Staying with LISD this weekend, the LISD is doing some house cleaning and putting some things up for auction. Among the items up for grabs are furniture, cabinets, chairs, and a whole lot more. The auction takes place tomorrow at the address on your screen, which is not on your screen, which is 2201 Santa Isabel Street. That's 2201 Santa Isabel Street. If you're interested, you have to follow a few steps to be able to take some of the items home.
Usually the auction starts at 10, so people would be able to come in at 8, between 8 and 10, register with the auctioneer. There's a fee, which is returned at the end of the auction if they don't buy anything, but they have to register and do submit a fee to be part of the auction.
So organizers say if you're interested, don't miss out. There's going to be plenty of bargains available. All right, I got sidetracked because we do have video from the elections administrator, Jose Luis Castillo, but I gotta download it and take a look at it. So let me take a quick break here while I get this into my system, and then we'll hear what he had to say. So let me take a break. I'll be right back. Stay with me. All right, welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk. I'm working on getting a video into the system here of Jose Luis Castillo, but it's raw. So I need to check it out before I can play it for you. And this is in regard to the voting systems being down a little bit earlier. They are back up, by the way, so if you still want to go vote, you can do that. All right, give me a minute.
Jose Luis Castillo, Webb County Elections Administrator.
So what really happened with the system?
We had a systematic, shutdown where the system was read as the election was over. We're thinking it was because of the leap year, and we were down for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So we got it corrected. We had to download an encrypted jar file uploaded into our system in order to be able to process voters. Where we're up and running. Call the Secretary of State, and we are extending voting by 1 hour, so we will be open until 9 p.m. today. At no time was the system compromised. At no Jose Luis Castillo, Webb County Elections Administrator.
So, what really happened with the system?
All right, I'm good to go. So again, the systems were down for some folks who tried to vote earlier, and they're back up. We have a statement from Jose Luis Castillo. He is the elections administrator, and he tells us exactly what happened.
We had a systematic, I guess, shutdown where the system was read as the election was over. We're thinking it was because of the leap year, and we were down for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So we got it corrected. We had to download an encrypted jar file, upload it into our system in order to be able to process voters. Where we're up and running. Call the Secretary of State, and we are extending voting by 1 hour, so we will be open until 9 p.m. today. At no time was the system compromised. At no time were any votes or any ballots compromised or in any danger.
And do you know if this situation happened in another counties?
I imagine it did, but we are not sure. We concentrated on Webb County, and we're trying to just make sure that everything is just running smoothly. Again, there was at no time. The reason that we need real time, I guess, check-in voter registration is because we don't want somebody to vote at one location, go down the street and vote a second time. So it's very important that we have real time, so that way they're checked in once and nobody can be checked in again.
How was the reaction of people that were trying to vote early?
Well, people just start thinking about conspiracy theories where, there's something going on, something fishy. It was just we couldn't check in. We could still process them manually, but I prefer to just do it, online, real time, because it is more secure.
There you have it, straight from the elections administrator, Jose Luis Castillo. Our thanks to Marisa Rodriguez Limon for getting a hold of him and getting that statement from him. Again, we'll have more in our later newscast. And you heard him, there's an extra hour to vote now. So again, early voting is today. It was supposed to end at 8 o'clock tonight, but because of the glitch in the system that you just heard about, they're now going to extend it to 9 p.m. tonight. So if you know anybody who was planning on voting today or who was thinking about voting today but wasn't sure, or maybe they weren't able to make it, they've got until 9 o'clock tonight now today. If you don't vote today, you've got to wait until the primary election day on Tuesday, March the 5th. All right. I got to go. We have Telemundo en tu Casa coming up in just a little bit, and then I'll see you on KGNS News at noon. Thanks for watching the KGNS Digital News Desk. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a blessed rest of your day.